At 5 a.m., the alarm started ringing. The sound was loud, sharp, annoying. His hand slowly came out from under the blanket. He pressed snooze. 10 minutes later, again. Snooze. His name was Armin. He was not lazy. At least, that is what he told himself. He had dreams, big dreams. He wanted a strong body. He wanted a sharp mind. He wanted respect. He wanted discipline. But every morning, the same story repeated. He made plans at night and broke them in the morning. That day was no different. The sun slowly entered his room. The world outside was waking up, but Armin was still in bed. When he finally got up, it was 8:47 a.m. He looked at the clock. His heart felt heavy. Again, he whispered. He rushed to get ready. No workout, no quiet time, no focus. Just hurry, stress, chaos. At work, he felt tired. He opened his phone again and again, scrolling, watching short videos, laughing at things that did not matter. But inside, he felt something else. Disappointment. During lunch break, he sat alone. He saw other people talking about goals, gym, business, skills. He stayed silent because he knew the truth. He talked more than he acted. That night, he sat on his bed. The room was dark. Only the light from his phone was shining on his face. He opened social media. One video stopped his finger. It showed an old Japanese warrior standing under freezing water. No shaking, no reaction, just calm breathing. The caption said, "Discipline is not something you try. It is someone you become." Armin stayed at the screen. He felt uncomfortable. The video continued. It spoke about something called Ninpo, an old warrior system, not about fighting enemies, but about fighting weakness. The voice in the video said, "A man who cannot control himself will always be controlled by life." Armin slowly locked his phone. The room became silent. For the first time in months, he did not feel motivated. He felt exposed, like someone showed him a mirror. He realized something painful. He was not failing because life was hard. He was failing because he had no disciplined system. He depended on mood. If he felt good, he worked. If he felt tired, he quit. If he felt inspired, he planned. If he felt bored, he escaped. He was controlled by feelings, and feelings change every hour. That night, he could not sleep. His mind kept repeating one question. What if I stay like this for 5 more years? He imagined his future. Same bed, same excuses, same regret. His chest felt tight. He stood up, went to the mirror, looked at himself. Not angry, not emotional, just honest. He saw a man with potential, but no control. He whispered softly, "I am tired of losing to myself." That was a moment something shifted. Not excitement, not motivation. Something deeper. Decision. He took a notebook from his drawer. It was empty. Clean pages. Like a new start. On the first page he wrote, 100 days. Ninpo discipline. He did not fully understand Ninpo, but he understood one thing. Warriors train daily. Not when they feel ready, but especially when they don't. He made simple rules. Wake up at 4:30 a.m. No snooze. Cold water on face. 10-minute silence. Basic body training. No phone first hour. It looked small, almost easy. But deep inside, he knew this would be war. He set his alarm for 4:30 a.m. Placed his phone far from bed. Then he lay down. His heart was beating fast. Part of him felt strong. Another part was scared. Morning came quickly. 4:30 a.m. Alarm rang. His eyes opened. The room was dark. Cold air touched his skin. His brain started talking. Sleep more. You can start tomorrow. You need rest. One day doesn't matter. He closed his eyes again. 4-5 seconds. Then suddenly, he remembered the mirror. He remembered the regret. Slowly, he pushed the blanket away. His body felt heavy, like lifting stones. He stood up, walked to the phone, turned the alarm off. But this time, he did not go back to bed. He walked to the bathroom, turned on the cold water. For 2 seconds, he hesitated. Then he splashed it on his face. Cold shock. His breath stopped. His body screamed. But he did not move. He looked at himself in the mirror again. This time, different feeling. Not pride, but respect. Small respect. He went to his room, sat on the floor, closed his eyes. 10-minute silence. His mind was loud. Random thoughts, plans, worries. But he stayed sitting. Then he did 20 push-ups. His arms were weak. He struggled, but he finished. When the sun started rising, he was already awake, already active, already ahead. It felt strange, powerful, but he knew something important. This was only day one. The real enemy would come tomorrow, and the day after, because discipline is not built in one morning. It is built when motivation dies. Before leaving for work, he opened his notebook again. Under day one he wrote, "Did not quit." Only 3 words, but they meant everything. That day at work felt different. He was still tired, still normal, but inside, something was stable. For the first time, he kept a promise to himself. That night, when he went to bed, fear returned. What if I fail tomorrow? But this time, he answered his own fear. Even if I fail, I restart. No drama. He closed his eyes. Outside, the world was quiet. Inside, a new identity was slowly waking up. Armin did not know yet. The next 7 days would test him harder than ever. His body would resist. His friends would laugh. His comfort would fight back. And many times, he would want to stop, but something had already started. The weak version of him was not dead yet, but it was no longer in control. And this was only the beginning of the 100-day warrior journey. Day 2 started harder than day 1. At 4:30 a.m., the alarm rang again. This time, his body felt more tired. His muscles were sore from yesterday's push-ups. His eyes burned. His mind whispered softly, "You already proved yourself yesterday. That's enough." But Ninpo had one rule. A warrior does not celebrate too early. Armin slowly sat up. Today was not exciting. There was no strong emotion, no fire, only resistance. He stood up anyway. Cold water felt even colder today. His body shook. His breath became fast. For a moment, he almost stepped back, but he stayed. 10-minute silence. His thoughts were louder than before. Random memories, embarrassing moments, future worries. His mind was like a wild animal. He understood something important. The body is easier to control than the mind. The first week felt like climbing a mountain. Every morning was heavy. Every night, he felt tempted to quit. On day 4, he almost failed. He woke up late. 6:20 a.m. Panic. Old feeling returned. See? You can't change. He sat on his bed, silent, disappointed. In the past, this would be the end. One mistake, full quit. But Ninpo teaches something different. A warrior falls, but he does not stay down. Instead of giving up the whole day, he did his training immediately. Late, but done. That day, he learned something powerful. Perfection is not discipline. Recovery is discipline. By day 7, his friends started noticing changes. Why are you sleeping early? Why don't you come online at night? Why are you acting serious? They laughed, called him monk, called him samurai. He smiled, but inside, it hurt a little. He felt alone. Old version of him loved late-night talks, loved random jokes. Now he was different, and different feels lonely. Day 10 was the first real test. Rainy morning, cold weather, warm blanket. His alarm rang. His hand moved slowly toward snooze. His brain created strong logic. It's raining. Rest is important. Start again tomorrow. He sat there for 30 seconds. This moment felt like war. Not outside, inside. Then suddenly, a simple thought came. If I lose this moment, I lose power. He threw the blanket away, stood up fast, almost angry. That morning, his training felt powerful. Not because it was easy, but because it was hard. By day 14, something small changed. He started waking up before alarm, only 5 minutes before. But still, it felt strange, like his body was slowly accepting the new routine. At work, he noticed another change. He was less distracted. Before, he checked his phone every 10 minutes. Now, he could focus 30 minutes straight. It was not perfect, but it was progress. On day 18, he faced mental attack. Sudden negative thoughts. What is the point of this? You are still normal. No big results yet. He looked in the mirror that night. His body was slightly stronger, but not dramatic. His life was still normal. No big success. No big reward. This is where most people quit. When effort feels invisible. He opened his notebook. Read day 1 line again. The weak version of me ends today. He realized something. He was not doing this for fast results. He was building identity, and identity grows slow. Like a tree. Day 21. 3 weeks completed. Something interesting happened. Discipline started feeling normal, still hard, but less emotional. He did not argue much with himself anymore. He just moved. That scared him a little, because now there was no excitement, only routine. Ninpo's second rule became clear to him. Emotion is temporary. System is permanent. On day 23, he faced strong temptation. His friends invited him to late-night hangout. Old Armin would say yes immediately. He paused, thought deeply. He was not against fun, but he knew his mornings would suffer. He made a choice. He said no. They joked again. Bro thinks he's a warrior now. He smiled, but that night he felt the cost of discipline. Sacrifice. Discipline takes comfort, but gives control. By day 25, his mornings were stable. But new challenge started. Boredom. Everything became simple. Wake up, cold water, silence, push-ups, work. No drama, no excitement, just repetition. His mind wanted something new, something stimulating. But Ninpo teaches, mastery is found in repetition. Day 27. He increased push-ups from 20 to 30. Small progress. His arms burned again. Pain returned. But this time, he welcomed it, because pain meant growth. Day 30 arrived quietly. No music, no celebration. Just another 4:30 a.m. morning. He completed his routine, then stood in front of the mirror. He looked carefully. His body was stronger. His eyes were calmer. But the biggest change was invisible. He trusted himself more. He was not perfect. He still felt lazy sometimes. Still had negative thoughts. But now, he did not obey them automatically. He had space between thought and action. And that space was power. He opened his notebook. Under day 30 he wrote, "Control is growing." But deep inside, he knew something. The first 30 days were only physical foundation. The real battle was coming next. Because controlling the body is step 1. Controlling the mind is war. And the next 30 days would test his focus, emotions, and ego. Many people can train body. Few can train mind. Armin was about to discover which one he truly was. And this was where the Ninpo system becomes dangerous. Day 31 did not feel special. There was no big celebration for completing 30 days. No reward. No break. Just another 4:30 a.m. morning. But something had changed. His body was stronger now. The real fight was no longer physical. It was mental. Ninpo's next principle was clear. Control the mind, or the mind will control you. Armin decided to level up. He added new rules. No social media for 30 days. Read 20 minutes daily. Write 1 page of thoughts every night. Speak less. Listen more. At first, it sounded simple. But day 33 hit him hard. He reached for his phone without thinking. His finger automatically searched for social media apps. But they were deleted. He felt empty, like something was missing. He realized something scary. He was addicted to distraction. Silence made him uncomfortable. That evening, instead of scrolling, he sat alone. No music, no videos, just him and his thoughts. His mind became loud. Regrets from the past appeared. Old mistakes, embarrassing memories. He wanted to escape. But Ninpo teaches, do not run from discomfort. Face it. So he stayed sitting, breathing slowly, watching his thoughts. For the first time, he saw how negative his mind was. It complained. It judged. It feared. He understood something powerful. The enemy was not outside. It was inside his head. Day 35. At work, someone criticized his project. Before, he would react fast, defend himself, argue. But now he paused. He listened fully. He did not interrupt. He responded calmly. His co-worker looked surprised. Armin felt strange power. He realized reaction is weakness, response is strength. Day 38 brought a new challenge. Boredom became heavy. Without social media, his free time felt long, very long. He almost reinstalled the apps. His brain created logic again. You deserve a break. You already changed enough. Balance is important. But deep inside, he knew the truth. This was not about balance. This was about comfort. He closed his eyes, asked himself one question. Am I building discipline or feeding weakness? He did not reinstall the apps. Instead, he picked up a book. Reading felt slow, hard. His focus broke every few minutes. But he continued, page by page. Day 40. Something interesting happened. His focus improved. He could work 45 minutes without checking his phone. That never happened before. His mind felt sharper. Less noise, more clarity. But Ninpo training was not only about focus. It was about ego. Day 44. A friend insulted him jokingly in front of others. Everyone laughed. Old Armin would feel angry. Maybe reply with stronger joke. Maybe feel hurt all day. This time, he smiled. He did not react. But inside, ego burned. His mind said, say something back. Don't look weak. He stayed silent. That silence felt heavy. But later that night, he wrote in his notebook, today I controlled ego. And he felt proud. Not loud pride. Quiet pride. Day 47. He started waking up before alarm every day. His body adapted. His mornings were automatic. But mental training became deeper. He added 10 minutes of visualization. Every morning he imagined himself calm under pressure, strong in chaos, focused in noise. It felt strange at first, but slowly his confidence grew. Day 50. Halfway point. 50 days completed. But instead of feeling powerful, he felt tired, mentally tired. Discipline is heavy. Every day making the right choice is exhausting. He asked himself, how long can I continue? This was the dangerous stage. Not excitement, not pain, but mental fatigue. That night, he almost skipped writing in his notebook. He lay on bed, blank ceiling, blank mind. Then he remembered something from Ninpo. Warriors train especially when they don't feel like it. He stood up, wrote one simple sentence. I am tired, but I continue. Day 52. He noticed something surprising. People started respecting him more. They asked him for advice. They noticed his calm behavior. But Ninpo warns, respect can feed ego. So he stayed careful. No showing off. No preaching. Just action. Day 55. A serious problem happened at work. Deadline missed. Team stressed. Before, he would panic, blame others, feel anxiety. This time, he stayed quiet. He broke the problem into steps. One by one. Calm voice. Slow breathing. The situation improved. After work, he walked alone. Thinking deeply, he realized something powerful. He was not controlled by emotions anymore. Not fully free, but stronger. Day 58. He tried something new. Complete silence for one evening. No talking. No phone. No music. Just observing. He watched his thoughts like clouds. They came. They went. For the first time, he felt distance from his mind. He understood. I am not my thoughts. This was a breakthrough. Day 60 arrived. 2 months completed. He stood in front of the mirror again. His body was stronger, but his eyes were different. Calmer, more serious, less reactive. He opened his notebook, wrote, my mind is no longer my master. But deep down, he knew something. The hardest part was still coming, because now discipline was normal. And when something becomes normal, the danger is pride, overconfidence, comfort inside discipline. The next 30 days would test his spirit. Not body, not only mind, but character. Many people build discipline. Few protect it. Armin was about to enter the final stage of Ninpo, where real warriors are separated from temporary fighters. And this stage would either complete him or break everything he built. Day 61 felt quiet. No excitement, no fear, no big emotion, just discipline. Armin woke up at 4:30 a.m. before the alarm. Cold water, silence, training, everything was smooth. And that was a danger, because Ninpo teaches, the real test begins when things feel easy. For 60 days, he fought his body, then he fought his mind. Now he had to fight something more dangerous. Comfort inside discipline. He started feeling confident, strong, stable. People respected him more now. They noticed his focus, his calm behavior, his serious attitude. But slowly, ego started whispering, "You are different now. You are better than before. You are ahead of others." These thoughts were soft, but dangerous. Day 65. At work, someone made a mistake that affected him. Old Armin would react fast, but new Armin stayed calm. However, inside he felt pride. I handled it better than them. That night, while writing in his notebook, he paused. He noticed his tone had changed. Less humble, more superior. That scared him. Ninpo has a rule. A true warrior is silent about his strength. He understood. Discipline is not about feeling powerful. It is about staying grounded. So he added a new habit. Every day, do one humble action, without telling anyone. Day 67. He helped a co-worker finish extra work. Did not tell anyone. Day 70. He gave credit to someone else in front of the team, even though he worked more. Day 72. He helped an old man cross the street. Small actions, but they cleaned his ego. He realized something powerful. Strength without humility becomes arrogance, and arrogance destroys discipline. But life was preparing a bigger test. Day 75. Sudden problem at home. Financial stress. Unexpected expense. Pressure increased. His mind became heavy again. Fear returned. What if everything collapses? He felt anxiety for the first time in weeks. That morning, during silence practice, his thoughts were loud, negative, doubtful. He wanted to escape, watch something, distract himself. But he stayed sitting, breathing slowly, observing fear. He understood something important. Discipline does not remove problems. It prepares you to face them. Instead of panic, he made a simple plan. Step 1, Step 2, Step 3. Slow action. No drama. Day 78. Stress continued. Sleep became lighter. Energy lower. His body felt tired again. Old weakness tried to return. Skip today. You deserve rest. This is too much. For a moment, he almost believed it. He stood near his bed, looking at the floor. Battle inside. Then he remembered day 1. The mirror. The regret. He whispered, "I did not come this far to return." He trained anyway. That training was not strong, not perfect, but it was honest. And honest discipline builds spirit. Day 80. He noticed something new. Even during stress, he did not lose control. He felt fear, but he did not become fear. He felt pressure, but he did not collapse. There was space between emotion and reaction. That space was growing. Day 83. He decided to test himself. He went for a long walk at night. Alone. No phone. Dark streets. Cold air. He wanted to see his thoughts clearly. While walking, he asked himself, "Why am I really doing this?" The answer came slowly. Not for body, not for respect, not for others. He was building someone he could trust. Himself. That realization felt deep. 4 years, he broke promises to himself. Now he was rebuilding trust. And trust creates confidence. Real confidence. Day 85. Another challenge appeared. Old friends invited him again. Late night party. Loud music. Easy comfort. For a second, he missed the old days. Less responsibility. More fun. He thought deeply. Ninpo does not say avoid life. It says control it. So he made a decision. He went for 1 hour, left early, came home on time, woke up at 4:30 a.m. next morning. That day he proved something powerful. Discipline is not prison. It is control. Day 88. He noticed silence inside. Less mental noise. More clarity. Even when someone tried to provoke him, he stayed steady, like a mountain. Day 90 arrived. 3 months completed. He stood in front of the mirror again. This time, he did not look for muscles. He looked into his eyes. They were calm, stable, focused. But something else was there. Responsibility. He understood something very important. Discipline is not temporary challenge. It is lifelong practice. He opened his notebook, wrote, "Spirit is stronger than emotion." But Ninpo had one final stage. The last 10 days, not to build strength, but to prove identity. Because anyone can act discipline for 90 days. But only a true warrior protects discipline when nobody is watching. The final test would not be loud. It would not be dramatic. It would be silent. And silent tests are the hardest. Armin did not know yet. The last 10 days would show him who he truly became. Not in front of people. Not in front of the world. But alone. In the dark. Where only real identity survives. Day 100 arrived quietly. No fireworks. No celebration. Just the cold morning air. Armin woke up before the alarm. 4 a.m. He stood up. The body was tired. Yes, the mind was calm. The spirit unshakable. He went straight to the bathroom. Cold water. The shock was strong. His breath froze. His muscles screamed. But he did not move. For the first time, he welcomed the pain. This was not punishment. This was proof. Proof that he had acted when it was hardest. Proof that he had trained when it was inconvenient. Proof that he had continued when the world offered comfort. He closed his eyes, breathed deeply. 100 days ago, he was a man ruled by feelings. Tired, lazy, distracted, controlled by mood swings, by excuses. Now, he was different. Not perfect, not invincible, but disciplined. He picked up his old notebook, the same one he had started on day 1. He read his first sentence. "The weak version of me ends today." He smiled softly. It did not happen in one morning. It did not happen in 1 week. It happened slowly, through action, through repetition, through suffering, through silent victory over himself. He opened the next pages, day by day, struggle by struggle, small wins, small failures, small lessons. And then he understood the final truth of Ninpo. Discipline is not a task. It is identity. It is not about what you do. It is about who you become. Armin stepped outside. The sun was rising. Birds chirped. Cold air filled his lungs. He felt alive. But this life, this new identity, was not easy. It never would be. The final 10 days had tested him silently. No one knew. No one cheered. No one noticed. And that was the point. Ninpo is a silent system. It does not give applause. It does not reward you with fame. It builds power inside. And inside was where battles mattered most. Day 95. He had sat alone for an entire evening. No phone. No sound. Only thought and breath. He asked himself, who am I without excuses? Who am I without comfort? The answer came slowly. It was quiet, but it was real. I am a warrior. Day 98. He faced temptation again. A party. Late night. Friends laughing. Old habits calling. He smiled. He said no. Went home. Woke up at 4 a.m. No drama. No panic. Just choice. Day 100 morning. He trained. Cold water. Silence. Push-ups. Breathing. Every repetition. Every breath. Every quiet moment reminded him. He was in control. Not motivated. Not inspired. Not lucky. In control. He looked in the mirror. Arms were stronger. Eyes were calm. Face serious. But the biggest difference was invisible. Trust in himself. Confidence in choice. Peace in action. He wrote the final line in his notebook. A warrior is not born in battle. He is built in discipline. Armin smiled. He realized something profound. Life will always bring challenges. Discomfort. Temptation. stress, fear. But a disciplined warrior stands steady, not because life is easy, but because he controls himself. No one can give this. No one can take it away. Discipline is identity, and identity is power. For 100 days, he had fought his body, fought his mind, fought his ego, fought comfort, fought himself, and he had won. But more than victory, he gained freedom. Freedom from excuses, freedom from mood, freedom from weakness. Armin understood the ultimate lesson of Ninpo. Discipline is not temporary. It is forever. He would have lazy days. He would feel tired. He would face stress again. But now he knew, even if he stumbles, he rises. Even if he feels weak, he acts. Even if the world distracts, he continues. The warrior is built in the quiet moments. The warrior is built in the mornings. The warrior is built when no one is watching. And that is true power. Armin stepped outside. The sun was higher now. Light touched his face. He breathed deeply. He smiled. 100 days ended. But the journey had just begun. The weak version of him was gone. The warrior version had arrived, and that warrior would never be the same again.